Hi, we had to go back and do a little editing before we could post this video. And we want to thank the people that make all this possible. Silencer Central. They focus on one task, making high quality suppressors. You see the banished lineup here on our shooting table quite often. Davidson's Gallery of Guns, where you get a guaranteed lifetime replacement on every firearm. The Sonoran Desert Institute, with curriculum in firearms technology, gunsmithing, drone technology. Go to sdi.edu. And then Alabama Holster, my favorite little Kydex concealment holsters. I love them and been using them for a long time. Check them out. Now, enjoy the video. That's an order. Wait a minute, something doesn't seem right about that. That's better. That's a big bullet 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum. Let's put it in this one. I believe that's where it goes. Yes. Yeah, Hickok 45 here with a Bighorn Armory 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum. I'm going to shoot something. I wonder what it'll do to cinder block. All right, the bottom one is a full thickness. It was full thickness. Wonder what to do to a bowling pin. Set it on down, didn't it? Let's swing another pin. Yeah. Let's hit a watermelon up there on the post. Oh, disintegrate. Let's try the other one. Oh no, I blew my board off. We're empty. Yeah, Hickok 45 with a Bighorn Armory and 500 Smith & Wesson chambering. Okay, 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum. I'll get it out in a minute. Woo! Thanks to Bighorn Armory, sent this along and says we don't know of any competition for it. We are going to just keep this one. Okay, and you'll be seeing it more. You'll be seeing it. Oh. Who knows, because it's a big bore rifle, if you haven't noticed. And I happen to like big bore firearms. You probably noticed that too. So we are going to play with this and have some plans for it down the road. But first of all, we're going to see what it will do. And we have kind of a target-rich environment here. So pretty cool. The spike driver. Interesting. Let's lay it down here. This happened to come from Bighorn Armory, like I said, Bighorn Armory. Yeah, Bighorn Armory. I wanted to call it something else. It's a Model 89 spike driver, and we appreciate that because I fired one, I think at the Iraq Veteran Shoot a couple years ago, at least. Just a couple of shots. Somebody handed me one, had one there. I didn't really get a chance to look it over. And thought, oh, that's interesting. Fires that big round because we've been firing the 500 Smith & Wesson in the revolvers in video. I don't know, 4 or 5 different videos probably over the years. I don't own one, but we have fired that. And as I'm loading out, I'll talk about some of that. I really kind of looked at this as like almost a gimmick. I have to tell you, I thought, oh, that's cool. Somebody's making a lever gun in this pistol, cartridge. And that's cool, I guess, pistol caliber, carbine kind of thing. Why not? Good marketing idea, good marketing decision. But as I have come to read more about it, I've learned that it's really, of course, for one thing, these rifles are really well made, and that's why they're so expensive. And it's not just someone said, hey, let's throw together a lever gun in this chambering because it's gotten kind of popular. We can make some money. It apparently wasn't a deal like that. They really set out to make a very fine rifle, okay? And then the other thing I've kind of learned too is in studying ballistics a little bit. I'm not a ballistics nerd, as you know, but wow, I didn't realize the capability of it and how it can be even loaded up hotter than a lot of what your standard ammo is. And you can get some really impressive ballistics, some say approaching 458 Win Mag, out of this baby. And it just hadn't occurred to me for some reason in terms of, energy and everything. So this is not just a little range toy that you can carry along with your Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum to throw some rounds with. It is a big bore gun that would be good for big game. Now, I don't know about at 800 yards or anything, but it's a serious piece of hardware, no doubt about it. And that is a serious round. It's loaded, there's nothing in the chamber. But before I do that, well, one thing I was going to show you here, look at this. Just in case, well, let's put the 22 in there too, since we have. That's a 22 rifle, by the way, so, you know, we're just continuing the theme there. So we got a 22 round, we got a 357. The one next to the 4570 is a 44 Magnum. And let's drop in one of these babies. So you kind of see where it fits. Big old round. Usually I think of a 4570 as being huge, but you know, it's not that much bigger. In fact, the 4570 case really doesn't hold much more, if at all, than the case to the 500 Magnum, okay? Because it's a bigger, fatter case. Did I have to tell you that? It's 500. They're going to roll off the table here on me. So you really have plenty of case capacity with today's, you know, modern powders and everything. You know, these 4570s and others, the 50, 110, all the various calibers and cartridges of the 19th century, they were so large because people just liked big bullets. No, they were so large because black powder, you just need a lot of space with the black powder. Okay, so in today's world, you can take a smaller case, which really isn't much smaller capacity-wise, and with smokeless, modern smokeless powders, and you can achieve incredible energy if you have a firearm that will handle it. You know, that's key. So I've learned a little bit about this over the months, that it's not just a pistol caliber carbine, really. You get right down to it. It's got quite a powerhouse capability. All right, so let's take a shot and we'll tell you a little bit more about, oh man. Wait, you know, for the 50 or the 500, which is that 50 caliber, John? Yeah, I think it is. We just felt like we needed a target-rich environment, okay? And we're gonna shoot some animals over there too, of the steel variety. But we just had to put up a couple of things here to have some fun with, like a big, heavy pot. Did you put something in that pot, John? I didn't know that was in there. Look at the size of that hole. Wow. Big 50. And there's a gallon can hanging there filled with water, I think. Well, it acted like it was hit with something. There's another one. Oh, I just took the top off. I'm sorry. Disintegrated. Oh, there's another round. Let's put, oh, that was there. I set this bowling pin on top of here, so I don't know if you can get an angle where you can see where it goes, but I'm going to try to hit it right below the little design there and see if we can see how far it goes. It's cool. It touched the ground for about 15 feet there. Oh man. Big old 500 S&W. It has a little bit of kick, but it's really not bad. It has like a 1-inch thick decelerator pad on the back, and so that really absorbs a lot of it. I would like a little more length. I won't put the ugly, what do you call it? Now this is by the same company, I think, Gleam Saber. Don't they make, let's see, yeah, they make these too. So I'll put that over that in a little bit maybe. It gives me a little bit more length on it, and it feels perfect in terms of length. It's not horrible the way it is, to tell you the truth. But I was about to say, it doesn't really kick too badly at all. You would think maybe it would. Of course, some people shoot these out of a handgun, so you know it should be controllable in a heavier rifle, and it is fairly heavy. It's based on, many of you know, you should know if you've been around here long, if you know firearms very, very well at all, you know this resembles maybe an 1886 Winchester. Or what other one? You're right, a 1990 or 1892 Winchester. See the bolts come down with the mortise in the frame there on the side, and a receiver, and go up through the side there. So I've shown you all that in the 1886 and the 1892 Winchesters. This firearm is a Model 89. It's a spike driver, but it's a Model 89 they call it. And they wanted a good strong action, so basically, hey, why not copy the 1886? But they didn't want it necessarily that big and heavy. The 1886 is a little bigger than this, and this is a little bigger than the 92. And if you have been to the Hickok 45 School of Firearms here, the videos, you know that the Model 1892 Winchester is just a scaled down 1886 pretty much. Just kind of the same gun, but in a smaller version of it, same type of action. Well, this one is middle of the road. It's kind of in the middle. And guess what? 89 is kind of in the middle. 86, 92. Pretty clever, huh? So that's kind of what it is. That's not exactly a replica. They didn't set out to make an exact replica of the 92 or the 86, but it's pretty close. They wanted the strength and the design of it basically. You've got kind of a pistol grip, and you got kind of a wide lever here, loop on that. And that's a little different. I do prefer a straight stock, I'll say. You know, in terms of negatives, there's not many with this rifle because it just sort of is what it is. I would prefer, if I were building it, but I don't have a rifle manufacturing plant, I would have preferred a straight stock and a standard lever. But now, this does afford extra room if you're wearing gloves. And again, you Kentucky people with your mittens, you can get it in there a lot easier, okay? But I tend to not put my hand inside there. I put it around it and everything. So I don't tend to prefer large lever loops. I love the Rifleman, the John Wayne movies, of course. But I wouldn't want one of those on a rifle I used a lot. Now this one's not as big as those. This is just a little bit bigger. And so it's not inconvenient or anything, and probably more convenient if you're a hunter and you know, you just wear gloves occasionally. I hardly ever wear them unless it's extreme, right? Pretty extreme. Beautiful wood. Gosh, look at that black walnut. It's a gorgeous gun, and I don't think this is even considered the high grade stock. They've got standard, and then they got the high grade. So I'm not 100% sure on that, but. Beautiful gun. Needs to be. Let's shoot something different. Let's put some of those in. You know what? I don't think I have shot any of these. So the firearm actually, it doesn't look like it, but guess what it's made of? Stainless steel. And they give it a salt bath and nitride, as they call it, nitrided and everything. The barrel inside and out and everything. And this kind of a hunter coating they put on it. Keep it a black nitride coating of some kind, so it's extremely durable. Now I've not tested it, but I'll take their word for it. Okay, it's really designed for hard use, you know, for hunting, maybe in harsh climates. So it's kind of geared for that. I think the magazine holds six or seven. Forget exactly what it is. It's still new and kind of getting broken in, to tell you the truth. We've noticed since we've had it for a while here that the lever is loosening up a little bit. It's not as stiff as it was, but they use all the CNC machining, of course, and so it's very tight tolerances. They leave a little extra on the wood, I read. I mean, it's a good fit, but just a little oversized to allow for a little shrinkage, you know, perhaps as time goes. But the fit and finish is splendid as far as I'm concerned. And since I got rounds in the magazine, nothing in the chamber, let's shoot a few of them. Want to? Let's see what a Barnes bullet will do to a 2-liter. Wow. Now those kick a little more. I can feel those a little more. Caught my finger on the front of the trigger guard there. See, I don't want to hit steel necessarily. Let me try that right there. Knock that down. Man, boy, those are stout. Those are really stout. While I've got those in there, let's take that watermelon out. I think it's a watermelon. I'm not sure. I saw John out here doing some painting, and I think he got carried away because I suggested we paint the bucket. Man, disintegration time. Let's see what's in the bucket. Boy, those are tight. That thing has to have expanded a great deal. Let me see if I can hit that other water container down there. I think it was some kind of, I don't know, dishwashing stuff or something. Oh, man. Oh, we got another one. I've got to fire another one of those, John. Let's just go ahead and put it on this paper. How's that for overkill? To the extreme. Well, I'm going to take it over there to a ram. And I have no idea where to hold this particular round. It's, I have not shot any of those. I've just shot the Fusion. Okay. So I might very well miss. Did you see how fast that thing fell? Oh man. Oh boy. I feel like I need to get some Ballistol in that chamber. Boy, that was a taxing round. Woo! So you sort of experienced that with me for the first time. Man, that has some jump to it. I got to remember those. Okay, if a rogue elephant wanders onto the property and is trying to kill me, I think those are what I'll grab. Wow, that is a round. That is a serious round. 275 grain Barnes expander. Okay, look, we brought watermelon back up to the table here. We didn't mean to. Oh boy. Oh gosh. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to overreact there. Oh look, I messed up the box. I like the box. Plain old cardboard is kind of neat. Messed up the manual. Look at it. The 22 is all soaked. That's okay. That's what these are for, to shoot. Like I said, under extreme conditions. Stainless steel. And the stainless steel is, what is this? Like, I forgot the number, 17-4 pH. And I looked that up because I saw that in several different pieces of literature about how they make these out of that specific stainless steel. I said, okay, I give up. What is 17-4 stainless or whatever it was? And discovered what I expected. It's some really nice stainless steel that's great for making things like this, and it's very durable, very corrosive, all those things, and you can see why they selected it. And then nitride treatment is supposed to be one of the best treatments, and so they apparently go the extra mile on these. And again, they're tight. You're here with me as I'm in the process of loosening it up, and they do need some loosening up. I will see a big difference as I shoot it and clean it and shoot it and clean it. Oil the chamber, barrel, and work on it in the bolt, take it apart. So, but I mean, it's fine now. It's fine now, but it's brand new. Whew, beautiful. What else about it? Again, there's nothing cooler to me than the 1886 or the 1892 Action. Those are my two favorite lever guns, of all time. As much as I like the Marlins and some of the others, the 1886 and 92 are just wonderful. That Action, the way it's made, and it's great that they copied that. Now that's a Skinner sight, as you can see there. It even says Skinner on it. I like those. In fact, I've got one on this 22. And I have it on, I don't know, 3 or 4 of my Marlins. And this came with it. Pretty cool. I did raise it. It was shooting just a tad low for what I like. And so you loosen a screw on the side over here with the Allen wrench provided. And you just turn it and you screw it up or down. And that's the way that goes. So I want to show you something. You can see it's clear, right? Everybody see that chamber? Okay. I'm going to bring the muzzle up here. Yeah, you just always need to enjoy the muzzle size of a 500. I mean, that's almost half an inch. That's almost 50 cal. Actually, it is. You folks in Kentucky, my relatives, 500 is the same as a half an inch or 50 cal. All right, check your math. That's kind of what you have here. So it's a 50 caliber. You notice the sling attachments there too. They put them like it kind of recessed integrally there, so that you're not hitting your hand on that under heavy recoil. Okay, so and that's nice. The forearm is nice and thick. You know, it feels beefy and, you know, feels good. I like that front sight. That white dot really jumps out at you. I like ghost string sights, peep sights. You all know that. So you can imagine, I like lever guns, that I'm going to like this. Okay? That's simple. Not much I would change in terms of just a short, big thumper, you know, like this. Again, other than maybe just a regular lever and a straight stock. Possibly. I think I would like that better. I don't know. It's such an unusual piece, it's kind of hard to know exactly what you might prefer, to tell you the truth. Boy, it's a thumper though. I really hadn't gotten the full effect of it until just then, firing those rounds. The fusions are nice. Let's see if I fired anything else in it. I guess not. Just the fusion, I believe. So let's fire some more of those. All right. Boy, it does have some power. These are a little more comfortable to shoot. Pretty nice rifle. Oh man, nice. So I don't know. Again, these are expensive. So they're not out here trying to make the cheapest firearm or to compete with Marlin or even Winchester. Okay, it is what it is, and it's pretty cool. I'm gonna put this stock on here. I think just to give me a little more length. Those hot rounds didn't really hurt my shoulder. You could feel it a little harder. I did catch my knuckle a little bit on the first one because I wasn't expecting it to jump that hard. But then after that, I was okay because I expected it. You know, I learned from the bite of the fire, as they say. What this does is gives me a little more length, and it would be good for firing those Barnes bullets. The what do they call those? The expander. Okay. So that's a healthy round, no doubt about it. I wouldn't want to fire much, heavier ammo than that. I wouldn't really want to do it. I guess you could if you're, whatever, out there having to watch out for raptors or something, or T-Rexes somewhere. Okay, and that's the cool thing about 50 caliber. It is a big round. There's not much it wouldn't handle. All right. All right, let's go there and see if we can hit the red plate. All right, whops it, does it? I knew I was off and I pulled the trigger. Man. Try that middle one. Oh man. Let's try that little one. All right. I don't know if I can hit that small target or not, but I'll try. Still going under it, I guess. It's hard to tell. Those felt like pretty good let-offs. That's a small piece over there. I'll have to work with the sight. I think I've got it pretty much where I want it on, I don't know, most targets. I'm going to go ahead and shoot some animals. I'm going to not just beat them all up, but I'm going to shoot a couple more if I can. Those pigs over there have not been hit with a 50 caliber yet, unless it was a muzzle loader, and they need to experience that. They really do. I like this fusion better for just general shooting, for general plinking. So let's try a pig. All right. Okay, I think I was probably going under that little plate because I shot low then, I believe. Bring her up a little bit. get that sight up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna try that red plate again. I know where to hold, but I'll possibly still miss it. Bad let off. There we go. Brought her up a little bit. Look at that thing swing. Oh, we have another round. There's another ram over there. You notice nothing takes too long to fall over when it's hit with one of these things. No doubt about that. Oh boy. Is there anything else I was going to show you? Guess not. We'll have to police up all this brass. That stuff, wow. To buy it would be fairly expensive. The rounds are expensive. I'm going to sneak open another box of Fusion while y'all are not looking. Otherwise, you'll expect me to shoot some more of those. Since I have taken out the watermelon and everything, I guess I won't shoot any more of those. And before I do that, what else is there about this thing that I might have failed to mention? I think I talked about the construction of it, the materials. If you have the cash, you're looking for something like this. I know this isn't something a lot of people are looking for. For one thing, a lot of people may not even be interested in a lever gun, period. But there are people who do, and as I have said before, it's nice to. We like to look at a lot of the popular firearms, of course, but it's also neat to look at firearms that, okay, if someone had unlimited resources and said, I'm going to build the best lever gun I possibly can build, all the best materials, prettiest wood, and all that kind of thing. I'm not going to worry about trying to compete with the other lever gun makers, for example. Which is one reason we can accept this, because it's not really, there's nothing that really competes with it. Then it's interesting to see what someone might come up with, just like as I've said before, Ed Brown or Les Baer or Wilson Combat 1911, where they just pretty much, there is competition, but they kind of make them, and they know we're going to spend $3,000, $4,000, whatever, to make this thing as best it can be made. The state of the art in a 1911, so to speak, or STI, and there's other companies there. I'm failing to mention Dan Wesson or whoever. So it's kind of interesting to see those sorts of firearms, these sorts of firearms, and we're happy to be able to bring it to you. We look at a lot of firearms, so it's interesting to look at some of these really high quality, higher dollar firearms. And there's something special about a 50 caliber. Let's just face it, it is a big cartridge. One thing we were going to do, and let me go ahead and put a hole in this cookie sheet or whatever it is with a 45. I think I can hit it. Okay, that's a model 41, by the way. That's a 45 caliber hole. Let's put in a 50 caliber hole now. Won't be a lot different, but most of us think of 45 as being gigantic. I guess I'll go ahead and load it up while I'm at it, you think? Because I might want to shoot more than that. Yep, big old bullet, big old cartridge. All right, let's put a 50 caliber in it. We'll see if we can tell any difference. All right, a little bit bigger. So you can see there, 50 is bigger than 45. I went to school, studied math, became a genius, and I can verify that that is true statement. So big old 50 caliber. Let's try to swing those bowling pins. Oh wow. Hit that other one. Yeah, must not have been a very good hit, right? There we go. Tearing up the target range. I think it'll break a 2-liter hiding right there. Only if I hit it. I was trying to avoid the steel and I avoided everything. Oh man. So if you had something like this, it would just be a matter of what your purpose is, what you're going to hunt, aliens, you know, from another planet that weigh 5,000 pounds, you know, or something, in terms of what ammo you'd want to use. And I don't know, I don't really hunt. This is probably a good hog gun, right? Wild boar, anything almost, right, on the planet Earth, I guess. And so you would just select your ammo accordingly. And let me, okay, since you're here, let me shoot a couple more. Did I really get 3, 4 of those out? Let's do it. I'm not sure what I'm going to shoot, but I just feel like I need to do it. All right, I don't want to lose my man card. Now, some of you are probably sitting there watching it. Oh man, I've got one of those, and I shoot, you know, 700 grain bullet through it and all that kind of thing. And there's just lots of ammo available. Some of the boutique loading shops load lots of different, you know, rounds for this cartridge. It's gotten really popular. And so whatever you want, elephant gun cartridges, in between, yeah, it's out there. So, and again, that cartridge right there, this firearm is fairly hefty. I think it's around 8 pounds. It's not a little lightweight firearm. I have fired a lot of powerful rifles, but that just, maybe it is the weight, but that did, it felt like that's a serious cartridge, about as serious as I've shot. Now, I've shot a 458 Win Mag quite a few times. Oh man, why did I put those in there? Let's definitely don't want to put one of those on the gun. I'll tell you what I might try, that hanging buffalo on the left over there. Of course, I think I could hit him without any trouble with those others. I don't know if these print differently or not, but sometimes a lighter or a faster bullet will print lower. I'll hold up on his back. I can see him. There he is. I'm not sure where that went. Oh, went high. Surprise. Boy, those are tough. They expand so much, they're tough to get out of there. Okay, I'll hold a little bit lower, see if I can hit him. Huh. So that's kind of interesting. So these print a little bit higher. I probably shouldn't put one of these on the gong. Let's just, I'll try that big hanging tank. Yeah, so I guess those cases just expand so much that they're a little tougher to get out. The brass cases have no trouble. Generally nickel cases, that's one reason they use nickel. It's supposed to chamber more smoothly and everything. A little stiffer, a little more brittle, as I understand, but I don't know. But I noticed that was easier than the first round of those. So we'll get her broken in, and I just got to shoot a couple more. I'm sorry. I know I'm keeping y'all late. But you know, I've got a 50 caliber here, and I like big bore stuff, so I will probably shoot this a fair amount because it's fun to shoot. It really is. It's more fun to shoot with the Fusion than it is with that, but it is fun to shoot. So yeah, me got a Plink, whatever the caliber, and it's probably something I was going to tell you about it. Some lie I was going to make up. I'm going to get a sling, some kind of cool sling, maybe a leather sling of some sort. Look like I'm an Alaskan hunter. And this would be kind of firearm I could just leave on the table, right? Whenever an animal doesn't want to fall over, just get this thing out and punch it with this. So pretty cool. Let's shoot a couple more. See if any targets I had forgotten to address here. Just want to hear it ring. Yep, I saw it where it hit too. Let's try the red plate again. Oh, nice sound. Try the gong again. And let's put one on. I shouldn't do this on the last round, but I'm going to. Let's try that turkey up there on the top. Thank you, on the last shot. I didn't have to go over there and reload, so I wouldn't have a miss on the last shot kind of deal. All right, so 50 caliber. If you like big bore stuff, you know, how can you hate it? If you like lever guns, how can you hate it? It feels good in the hand and everything about it. Pretty cool. And it's short. Did you notice that 18-inch barrel? Full-length magazine, and you know, the stuff I like on a lever gun. Again, other than I wouldn't mind having a standard lever, maybe a straight stock, but other than that, you know, I don't know what else you could do that would please me perfectly. Pretty cool. Bighorn Armory, made in Cody, Wyoming. It's always nice. Made right here in the States, and made to exacting, you know, measurements, you know, quality. So that's always good. 50 caliber, 500 Smith & Wesson. By the way, they do make it in other chamberings now. They make it in a 460. What else? 454 Casal, and I think some is it Limball cartridges. I always think of them as kind of a Wildcat, but I guess they're not. So they are expanding the line into different chamberings. So I don't think they make it in 22 long rifle, but that might be coming too. You never know. So pretty cool. We appreciate y'all coming by to enjoy this rifle with us, and we're glad that we could bring it to you. And we appreciate the help that we get from so many people. So we appreciate all the help we get. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com, and also while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.